Redditors who make $100,000 plus a year without affording a degree. What is your job? Nuclear plant operations. You can get into an senior reactor operator licensing class with certain experience or education. A huge number of the SROs are ex-Navy nukes. The Navy requires a HS diploma. Job pays usually starting of over 100k. I buy used yachts, speedboats and ribs in Scandinavia for very cheap and sell them in Africa. I don't have a degree. I used to work a lot of shooty jobs. I was a garbage man, airplane cleaner, night manager at a stay-okay hostel. Saved enough money to buy an ice cream stand. Found out how I could sell my ice cream at festivals. Ice cream at festivals is an incredibly fast way to make money. Once I had a good amount of money, I thought it would be a nice idea to buy a speedboat and go fishing. Now that I finally have some time to relax, I did that and sent a picture to my friend in East Africa, and we started talking about it, and then we started talking about the price and how cheap it was. So I learned a lot about export and all that, and how to send it to Africa to sell it, and it worked. Then I tried again a few months later, and now I buy and sell about 15 a month. I used to manage a cooperage recycling shipping containers. The job was a lot of physical work, but doesn't require any special skill beyond management. I had a $67,000/year salary and earned about $3,500 a month in bonuses. We basically charged companies to dispose of their drums and IBCs, cleaned and painted any in good condition, and sold them for less than the cost of new containers, usually to the same people that paid us to haul them away, and scrapped any unusable. My trucks didn't move without turning a profit. My wife, director level in logistics, worked up from retail management. She's very smart and incredibly hardworking. Most of the people at her company with positions at the same level have MBAs. Here I'm with a bachelor's making less than she does. Lol, super proud of her, though. Husband is a Union Tower crane operator. He dropped out of high school, got his JED at 25, joined the union at 29, and at 34 makes almost $200k a year. It's a good gig, as long as you don't mind heights. Edit. We live in the PNW. He works along the Portland/Vancouver border. Best way to get into cranes is to call your local IUOE, go through the apprenticeship program, and work your way through your certifications. Build relationships with your peers and maintain your work ethic. You won't see the out of work list. You'll be requested for jobs. I work as a B-pressure welder in Canada. I have my own rig truck with welding equipment in it, and I average $125/hour. Depending on the work available and how much time you're willing to put in, you can make anywhere from $100k to $400k. Last 3 years I've made $250k working 9 months of the year and taking 3 months off. Own a private jet catering company. Yeah, I'll be surprised what the richest 1% of people are willing to spend on stupid things. Not me, but my wife. She made $290,000 last year and is estimated to make $350,000 this year. She owns a business that does like $1.5 million in sales of surgical device equipment to hospitals. She sells stuff like shoulder and hip replacements, the plates and screws used to fix broken wrists, nerve grafts, and even these crazy magnetic nail things that allow people with different length legs to have length added, or for people with dwarfism to add up to 4 inches of total height. Edit to add, she does not have a college degree, but she joined the army and did a 1-year program to become a radiologic tech. She did that job in the operating room during surgeries for a couple years, and meeting other sales reps is how she came into her job. She was such a high seller that her first boss was afraid she would quit and then his business would fail. So he offered her 50% ownership of the company. Since then she has started up a second business selling other non-competing products so that she gets 100% of the profits versus half. My brother-in-law's 3 sons are all journeyman electricians. Dad is a master electrician. 2 of them are high school dropouts. 2 of them make over $100,000. The youngest makes about $85,000, but is gaining on his brothers. I'm a welder, moved my way around and now in aviation, and have been for a while now. I cleared $100k back in October, probably going to end the year around $120k at 26. What I do is weld main component parts for jet engines, combustors, bearing housings, vane blades, so on. No degree, but I did go to vocational high school. This isn't the route you have to take either. People can learn it on the side, as welding is more of a show us you can type of work. My field requires multiple tests, both written and physical, which may require some schooling on welding basics, then weld various metal together, x-ray, cut apart, so on. I'm very fortunate to be in a laid-back environment. I have an area all to myself where I'm rarely bothered. Nothing I lift is strenuous. Most of my work takes place in a chair. Love it though. Wouldn't want to do much else. Also to note, my job is union and I strongly suggest union to blue-collar people. You're not harassed by management, have a higher entity protecting your rights to do the job you do, and only do that job, and not someone else's. And, unions pay way more, clearly. I'm a freight conductor for a Class 1 railroad in the United States. $108,000 a year. Never stepped foot in a college before. I'm 22 years old. I'm a recruiter. No college degree or certifications. I had 5-ish years of retail/food experience, ending that run with a general manager title, before getting into recruitment. Pretty much anyone can get into a recruiting job if you apply to work at staffing agencies Randstad, Adecco, Robert Half, Kelly Services, etc. Agency recruiting is a grind, but you can make a ton of money with the commissions, and the base salary without commissions is normally plenty to live on. And if you pay your dues with a staffing agency for a few years, you can transition into a corporate in-house recruiting job after that. My first year in staffing, my base was $40k, and I made $70k total that year including commission. My second year, my base was $42k, and I made $90k including commissions. Then I moved into a corporate recruiting job with a well-known tech company. The base was much higher, but I took a bit of a pay cut overall in exchange for better benefits and work-life balance. My first year there, I was at $70k base and around $85k total including bonuses. I just completed 3 years there, going into my 4th year now, currently at $80k base and $100k including bonuses. I have a raise going effective in January to $90k base and $115k including bonuses. If you go into recruitment, go with either healthcare nursing or physicians, not allied or tech recruiting. That's where the money is. You won't make much recruiting for more blue-collar industries. Feel free to edit. Happy to see there's so much interest in this. I would definitely advise you to read through all of the comments. Others who also took this path have added some extremely valuable insight. Recruiting is not an easy job, especially when you're cutting your teeth as an agency recruiter. It takes a certain type of person and a lot of mental fortitude to be successful with it. But it is one of the very few desk job paths you can take to make a lot of money without it involving a ton of physical labor like most trades do. Don't get me wrong, I started my career in the culinary world and worked my fair share of back-breaking, sweat-drenched 16-hour shifts, and I'll always be grateful for the well-rounded sense of humility that has given me. But getting into recruitment was one of the best choices I've ever made for my own long-term goals and success. Created a new throwaway for this. I'm a sales engineer for a technology company. My compensation varies, but ranges between $250,000 and $450,000 a year. Last year I made $385,000. This year I'll make $250,000. I dropped out of high school my junior year and started working right away in a tech support job. This was during a time 1993 when CS degrees were relatively new and senior folks in the industry were more likely to have an EE degree instead. Fast forward 5 to 6 years, my practical work experience over that period of time trumped the other candidates my age that were just getting out of college with their newly minted degrees. Now I'm in my 40s. I've been in the same field for over 25 years and am damn near at the top of it. I'm thankful I was able to make it this far. It's rare for women in this field to last even half as long, and the barriers were so much greater when I first started out. operator/maintenance at a peaker plant. Blue collar jobs are and have been in demand. Find one you think you'll enjoy and focus on retiring. It's a rewarding career. You get to work with your hands. Computers are integrated into many types of systems now, so you'll learn many skills. You'll have to track work needed, work done, work scheduled, etc. So you'll use a lot of administration skills, so on and so forth. Most importantly, you won't end up with 50k plus in loan debt just to fight 30 other people for a job that starts out at 35k with crap insurance and no retirement package. Just reading this makes me realize that I'm completely fricked as a blind person. I haven't got the first clue on what I'm going to do after school, especially with the expensive hobbies I have. Worst part? There's nearly an 80% unemployment rate in the blind community, so I'm going to have to slog through managers who don't think I can do my job. I was stuck in the 9 to 5, no time for my family, hobbies, or food. Then I discovered this online course by a self-taught marketing guru. Now I'm rich, work from my laptop and travel like crazy. All without a degree. You can learn more here. Insert scam website here, where for a limited time I'm giving you the chance to be involved in a free webinar. Write code and trade. I never was one for school. I dropped out of high school to go get my JED and go to some type of college, but then life took over and I never went to school. I would mess around with my gaming consoles and programming through high school, and when I left I started working on the road cleaning hotel PTACs. I would be gone for 6 months at a time and come home for 1 week. So naturally I said frick this. I started getting into crypto in 2015 to 16, which ignited the whole programming stuff again. I now write front-end code for a company as my 9 to 5. I have a few mining rigs going. I play around with options and stock trading, and I do side dev work. I'm working at getting into bug bounties. I was a terrible student that only made it through high school with the love and understanding of my teachers. I'm president of a manufacturing company that I founded in 1983. We have just over 50 employees with annual sales of $14 million. I'm an OE heavy equipment operator and I can clear 100k with a little bit of art, mostly due to the fact that I live in a town with a huge chemical valley and plants always pay way more than road work. Not to mention anything past 8 hours is double time every time. I took a 3-month training course that cost me nothing and got a job right out of school. No degree, high school diploma here. I have my regular job, which is project management. I buy and sell art as a hobby, and combined it's well over $100k a year. I can do both at the same time and doesn't really take time away from my 10-hour workday. Real estate agent / house flipper. If you are good at research, or if you have some startup money, or both, you can pretty much change your entire life in a few months. I dropped out of college almost 10 years ago. There's lots of jobs you can get 100k plus a year, but especially in it, because much of your skill and expertise can be gained through certifications rather than traditional degree programs. It's a matter of how self-motivated you are and the specialization you choose. Data management and banking / finance are granted. The majority of the folks I know in this space are uni graduates who got into employer graduate schemes. But if you're not afraid of a bit of Excel and basic programming in SQL and you could make a career out it if you find yourself in a job where data needs handling, which is a lot of office jobs these days. My career started by volunteering to do a bit of reporting in Excel, which turned into data quality reporting and analysis using SQL, which turned into process automation, data modeling, solution design and various bits from there. It's a great way of being able to apply technical skills to a career without going full balls deep programming. I was lucky. I found myself in a job with the opportunity to do it. If applying from cold to data analysis jobs, I definitely recommend being familiar with Excel, some VB to support, getting a SQL instance downloaded, and play around with querying data to find issues, and maybe even something like the free version of Talent to look at how things like reports and uncovering data quality issues can be automated quickly. Do all that in your own time and your interviewer will be impressed with your homework. The trendy thing these days of course is to go down the CS route and learn Python and the like for more advanced statistical analysis, or use big data solutions to analyze lots of data. If you've got it in you to learn that, then great, but to get your foot in the door I'd argue it's not needed. If an employer wants a data scientist, they'll hire one with a CS degree. You'd be surprised how far you can get with your fundamentals if you're not afraid to start at entry level and go from there.